Welcome back to It's Tragic, where the fame is blinding, but the reality is always a little bit devastating. Look closely at the screen right now. On the left, you see Hollywood's eternal, grief-stricken bachelor, a man frozen in 1999 tragedy, living out of suitcases and riding the subway like a monastic monk. On the right, fast forward to just a few weeks ago at the 2026 MOCA Gala, and he is grinning from ear to ear, practically glowing, standing next to a 6-foot-tall visual artist who has the internet completely losing its collective mind. For 20 years, we bought into the narrative that this man was destined to carry the weight of the world alone. But the tea is piping hot today because a sudden flood of new media statements, red carpet body language, and carefully timed interviews has the entire industry asking the exact same question. Has Hollywood's ultimate tragic hero secretly changed the script? Or are we being fed a beautifully painted masterpiece of pure public relations? The narrative the mainstream media wants you to swallow is so sweet it'll give you cavities. But if you know how to decode the industry like we do, the crumbs tell a completely different story. To really understand how we got here, we have to look at the vintage blueprint. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, Keanu wasn't just an actor. He was the poster child for Hollywood heartbreak. We all know the tragic losses of River Phoenix, his daughter, and his former partner, Jennifer Syme. It cemented an image of him as this untouchable, beautifully broken soul who checked out of the Hollywood dating pool entirely. This is just like what happened in 2005 with Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, where the media desperately needed a specific archetype, the jilted woman, the lonely bachelor, and forced the public to buy into it for decades. Keanu became the guy who doesn't do red carpets, doesn't do flashy mansions, and certainly doesn't do public displays of affection. For nearly 20 years, that was the fixed reality. The industry thrived on his melancholia, and the fans protected him like a sacred relic. But then, enter Alexandra Grant. They weren't some sudden fiery Hollywood match made by a high-priced matchmaker. They were low-key creative partners who worked on obscure art books together in 2011 and 2016. They were just friends, until suddenly, in late 2019, they stepped onto a LACMA red carpet holding hands, and the internet practically imploded. But hold on to your seats, because this is where the plot thickens, and a shocking detail about their recent public timeline changes absolutely everything. While the mainstream media has spent the last few months screaming from the rooftops that these two have secretly tied the knot in a private ceremony, Alexandra herself recently went on the record to explicitly call those marriage rumors fake news. Now, why would a couple that is supposedly blissfully happy and moving toward forever be so aggressive about shutting down the wedding march? Let's pull out the receipts and do a real deep dive into the visual evidence from the 2026 MOCA Gala just a few weeks ago, because the body language is giving everything away. If you zoom into the high-res photos from the red carpet, you'll notice Alexandra is looking absolutely stunning in a vibrant blue gown, but she's wearing flat shoes. Now, the internet girlies are claiming it's a comfort choice, but in the high-stakes world of celebrity styling, every single piece of wardrobe is a calculated message. Look at the spatial relationship between them. Keanu is 6'1" and Alexandra is 6 feet flat. When they stand side by side without heels, they are exactly eye to eye. There is no traditional Hollywood power imbalance here. It's a visual statement of absolute equality. But look at Keanu's hands. In almost every single frame, his fingers are tucked into his pockets or loosely draped, missing that classic tight-fisted protective grip you see from truly unified celebrity couples. Instead, it's giving very much creative business partners who happen to share a zip code. And speaking of business partners, let's talk about the subplot, because the side characters in this little drama are moving mad. Alexandra just gave a massive interview to Elle magazine where she openly discussed her decade-long obsession with the tragic Greek heroine Antigone. It's highly ironic that her entire artistic career centers on a woman defined by duty and tragedy, while her real-life partner is Hollywood's king of sorrow. But behind the scenes, industry insiders and talent managers are whispering that this entire relationship timeline is behaving less like an organic romance and more like a flawlessly executed brand management strategy. Think about it. Before 2019, Keanu was facing the classic aging action star dilemma. He was entering his late 50s, the John Wick franchise was demanding higher box office returns, and the old lonely guy on a bench meme was starting to lose its commercial appeal. Suddenly, he debuts a relationship with an age-appropriate, fiercely independent, silver-haired intellectual artist. Overnight, the narrative shifts from poor, lonely Keanu to the sophisticated, respectful feminist king of cinema. It completely elevated his marketability. But wait, it gets even more twisted. If you look at Alexandra's Instagram activity from earlier this year, she posted a glowing New Year's tribute hinting at more sweet moments together and falling in love with their work in new ways. But notice the specific wording, falling in love with their work. They don't just share a bed, they share a publishing house, ex-artist books. When a relationship is entirely intertwined with a corporate entity, an LLC, and joint art exhibitions, a public breakup isn't just a personal heartbreak, it's a massive financial liability. From a strict industry PR angle, maintaining the illusion of an eternal, uncomplicated yet unmarried partnership is the ultimate golden ticket. It keeps the fans obsessed because it defies the toxic, short-lived tropes of traditional Hollywood marriages, yet it avoids the messy asset splitting of a legal divorce if things go sideways. They are giving the audience exactly what they want to see, a mature intellectual fairy tale while maintaining a fortress of privacy that conveniently stops anyone from asking too many hard questions. So now we have to look at the final picture and put this entire situation on trial. On one hand, you have a beautiful, slow, burning connection born out of a decade of mutual respect, art, and genuine healing for a man who desperately deserved a win. On the other hand, you have a highly lucrative, perfectly styled, corporate-adjacent partnership that completely rebranded an aging actor right when his franchise needed a fresh demographic hook. I'm handing the gavel over to the jury in the comments below. Is this relationship the real deal? A rare, genuine piece of Hollywood healing that we should all protect? Or is it a masterclass in public relations, carefully painted to look like love while protecting a very profitable business empire? Drop your thoughts, read the room, and let's talk about it.